extra notch. Now today in the hot seat for the tan line, we have the activist. We have the beautiful author, Raquel Willis. How are you?
I'm doing so well. It's so good to talk with you.
Look, same here. And thank you for taking time out of your schedule because there is so much that's going on. And you don't want to miss any of the excitement.
No.
But it has to feel good to know that you are a part of the excitement this year.
It's an honor. I just stepped off the author stage. I got to talk about my memoir, The Risk It Takes to Bloom.
Yeah.
My work is all about the Black community, Black rights, and Black power, everything, but also Black transgender liberation. So that's what all of my work is about. And the audience is really just eating it up. Like they were there.
Now, how did you know that you wanted to have such a level of transparency, that you needed to share the story about taking risks? Because so many people may want to jump in, they may want to say, I want to try something different, they may want to say that this is a part of my journey that others may not understand, but taking that risk. How do you know that the risk is worth taking before you do it?
I mean, I think it's about listening to that inner voice. We all have one. I grew up in Augusta, Georgia, in a very traditional Southern Black and Catholic family.
Okay.
And so for me coming into my identity as a queer person, as a transgender woman, as you can imagine, was a pill to swallow. I won't say a tough one, but it was definitely a pill. And so I think it was just making a decision that I didn't want to live a life of shame, of stigma, of fear, and also giving my family grace to evolve with me.
Giving your family grace to evolve with you, because that is a pill to swallow. For people who may not understand, for people who may not even want to understand. You know, and then sometimes, even when they don't understand, you still have to learn to listen for a greater level of understanding versus listening just to give you a rebuttal of something that we want to impose on others, right?
Absolutely.
So with that, it had to have been some pivotal moment to where you said, okay, well now is my time to live my dream. What did that look like for you?
Oh, I mean, there were so many, but I think when I started my career in journalism, there really wasn't a path for me to be open about my identity as a Black trans woman. This was 2013.
Okay.
You know, so I graduated 2 months before Laverne Cox was on Orange is the New Black. You know, all the glorious contributions that came with that.
Yes.
But there was a young trans girl who died by suicide, and she had a letter, and she said that she didn't see a future for herself and that she wanted adults to fix society. And I felt implicated in that by being silent, and I didn't want to be that anymore because I wanted to leave the door open wider for the next generation. And so that was really one of those big moments for me where it's like, I can't live a life of secrecy anymore.
And by not living a life of secrecy, now you're living in your truth, right? And you are open with all of the changes that you make. Is there ever like an uncomfortable situation where you feel awkward even having to? Because if you did not tell me, I would not have just automatically given you the trans title. Like, so I'm being dead serious. So at what point do you ever feel as if I don't need to leave with that, or do you feel the need to leave with that?
Well, I think it's like anything else. Anytime I enter a space and I'm not in work mode, right? So like here, I know I'm here for my work, I'm here for my book, honey, the life story is there. So I kind of come into those spaces and it's fine to be on my sleeve. I think just in like everyday life, it's about filling out, you know, who's around you, having conversations with them. Do they seem like an open-minded person? Do they seem empathetic? It really is like filling it out, because to be honest, even though I've achieved a lot of things, we still live in a society that isn't always where they need to be. Whether it's the legislation that they're trying to pass to keep LGBTQ people from having health care and having education that reflects our experiences and our history, to the violence that happens in the Black community. And so I can't always leave. Some of it is about survival and being able to suss out when is the right time to have that conversation.
See, and not living and walking in those shoes, those are the things that we may not understand. So opening a lot of communication is very important. And giving safe spaces to where people can tell their stories and tell their truth and to just be heard. You know, sometimes you don't even need the rebuttal, you just need to be heard.
Right. you know, and it's also just that, you know, I think it's also understanding that our stories, yes, are there to be shared, but they're there to be shared on our terms. And so we want to be sharing our story with people who are receptive to it, who are curious in a positive way, and maybe not so much the ones who don't know you can trust, you know?
I want you to think of this as an open invitation and as an extension of your office, right? So we got a lot going on here today, but honey, we are going to have this conversation in a wonderful where we can unveil and we can go through some of the book, and that way you can walk us through the journey, okay?
I would love that.
All right, now I know you got more work to do, so I'm gonna let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you.
Yes.
Either way, get after it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing that you're doing.
Okay.